Happy Sunday, guys. Ready for the next episode of Chatty. So waiting for the connection to get going. All right, I am going. Perfect. We're going to make this happen. You guys should be so pumped. Evening's interview. I could not be more excited. It worked. How are you?
Good.
Good. Can you hear me? Can you see me? We're ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, well, I'm so pumped. Long time no see. This is so much fun. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our next episode of Chat E. So glad to have you. This night is full of all kinds of super exciting new adventures, and I'm so thrilled to have my old friend Kenneth Parker here with me to talk to you guys about his brand new coffee business. Guys, this is so cool. I am such a huge coffee drinker. I bet a bunch of you are too. But really know very little about the kind of things he's doing to make things happen. So would you like to give us a little introduction?
Yes. So, Many Beans Coffee was founded in 2018. It was just an idea that came up to me when I used to go to Starbucks a lot, and I really like the coffee drink and just the cold coffee vibe and everything that comes with that. So I wanted to create my own type of coffee business based off of that and try to generate something that could help people have a better day and feel better about going through the day and everything like that. So I started the business, and it took me a few years to get it started because I was looking for the right manufacturer for the coffee,
Right.
and to just make sure everything was clear, and I had a clear head about what I was getting into,
Right.
and and I started on Facebook posting a lot of different things about it, and
Mm-hmm.
my family members really liked the idea, and I'm getting a lot of orders from my family members and friends, and it's a lot of help, and I'm really happy that people really like the brand so far.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So we are going to get super deep into Many Beans Coffee, but do you want to also just give us a little background about yourself? So your name, how old are you? So this is kind of cool. I might have already said this, I'm not even sure. But Kenneth and I went to high school together, so it has been a long time since we have spoken, and I actually had a friend, Lily, I don't know if you, Lily Molina was like, hey, this Kenneth just started this coffee business. Like, I just ordered some from him. I think it'd be really cool if you interviewed him. And I was like, oh my gosh, let me order some coffee and let me talk to him. And so I'm super glad that we're able to make this happen and able to make it work. But yeah, do you want to just give us a little backstory of like where you went to school? Did you go to school for business and entrepreneurship, things of that sort, and then just like name and age?
Okay, I'm originally from New Jersey. That's where I was born and raised until eighth grade, and
Mm-hmm.
then we moved to Rockville, Maryland, because my dad used to work at a place called Atlantic City Electric, and he used to take me to the Bring Your Child to Work Day, and he was the president of the electric company, and that ran a lot of New Jersey. And
Mm-hmm.
then we moved to the Washington area, which is like the Rockville area, and
Mm-hmm.
he got the job of the boss of the president of the region of Washington D.C.'s electric, and I actually got the chance to meet the president of the United States. I met Obama before. I have a picture, and it was a really cool experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm 25 years old, and currently I'm in college right now. I live in Delaware now. We just recently moved again,
Okay.
and my major is human services. I want to help people with disabilities, and do my coffee business at the same time because that's something that I like to do. and I just like the school that I go to and everything that comes with the school, because in my program I have to do a lot of internship work
Right.
before I graduate. That's a requirement. You have to put 200 hours in, and
Oh man.
yeah, you have to put 200 hours in, and it's kind of tough with COVID right
Right.
now. It just getting out there and trying to find a place to intern at. But I'm doing pretty good right now. I'm speaking of the quarantine. I'm recently doing a paper right now on dealing with anxiety during COVID-19,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
I have to facilitate my own group uh, that talks about that whole thing. And I just looked at the the death rates today, and it's very, very high. So
Yeah, I mean, no one could have possibly prepared themselves, right, for all of this nonsense and for it to be extended and for it to last this long. But first of all, super cool that you're working with people with special needs. I'm a special educator too, so that's awesome. So such a needed field and such an amazing field. The relationships you form, it's literally my favorite thing. So good for you. That's awesome. I'd love to chat with you more about that in the future. Also, sounds like you're super busy, you know, taking on school, figuring out how to fit in all of your hours when everything's not open, and then also working your business. So I'm ready to dive into it and I'm super pumped about it. And I had another comment. The anxiety paper too will mental health is being so many people, everyone's mental health is being affected in some way because of this pandemic. So I think that would be a really cool thing to figure out, or not to figure out, to share once you're finished, you know, for people to have an opportunity to read about your research or what you learned, or if you're interviewing people. How did you say? Is it a research paper or you're talking to
yeah,
people?
it's a research paper, and what I've translated some of the things that I've learned from abnormal psychology.
Mm-hmm.
That's a class that I'm taking right now also, and
Mm-hmm.
it had to do something with the something called the biological dimension, and
Okay.
that's like the socio-cultural dimension, the psychological dimension, the social dimension, and the biological dimension all work together to create, and they all like work together, and those what happens inside of those create the disorder.
Gotcha. Well, now's definitely a time for anxiety to be skyrocketing. So I'm very interested to find out what you learn. I will be following up with you and asking about that. So, you gave your intro and explained kind of like why coffee, right? So, you said that you were going to Starbucks. Was this like an everyday thing? And you were like, hey, this would be kind of sick if I could come up with my own. You were drinking a lot of coffee, or like where did that come from?
Yeah, I was drinking a lot of coffee, and what I realized is I still go to Starbucks sometimes, but
Me too.
what I realized is you go to Starbucks, and you have to buy a coffee, and it costs $4 or $5. So I was like, why not try to find some really good instant coffee, like upscale instant coffee that I could sell for a lower, not a lower price, but like I sell it for $11, but you get 60 cups, and if you go to Starbucks, you're spending $2 for each cup, and once you get to 11, then that's not making the same amount of coffee. So you get more coffee than
Totally.
what you would get
I
at Starbucks.
No, absolutely. This girl, I'm a huge TikToker. I love it. But anyway, this girl was posting today that she went and got one of those fancy drinks, you know, the TikTok trends that people are talking about, and she spent $8.42 on a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So like honestly, for you to be able to figure out like what you need to make your favorite kind of coffee and like have 60 cups and $11 is very reasonable. I think that's actually like a great price. And mine is coming in the mail, so I'm so excited to try it. And then I will post about it and share with everyone how wonderful it is. I'm very excited that I could support you and do that. Um, but I think that's great. I'm super excited, like I said, to try it. So, what is the name of your coffee, just for the audience?
The,
And
the
how
name
do
of
you pronounce
my
it?
the name of my coffee company is Many Beans Coffee. And the reason why I chose Many Beans is because you're getting a lot of coffee for for a lower price and for a good price. And we use a lot of beans, and there's a lot of coffee involved in coffee businesses. So that's why I picked the name. It was something that just popped up to me while I was just thinking about different things. Because I was always trying to think of a company name, and I would go to different things like, what if I make a company with this? What if I make a
Right.
company with this? And then I just said, let me just think of something, and then I
Sure.
came up to me.
No, I think that's great. And also, um, from seeing the beans, like let's say someone saw the bag somewhere and didn't know they weren't in the coffee aisle, I don't know, for whatever reason, just by even reading the name, you kind of know what you're getting and that it's
Yeah,
probably blended nicely and all that stuff. So that's awesome. So you
you're
kind of,
getting many beans.
yeah, exactly. You're getting many beans. So as of now, you said that you started this company, this business in 2018, or is like kind of when you were like, okay, I'm going to invest in this idea. I'm excited for it and all of that stuff. So, right now with Many Beans Coffee, do you have like one specific type of coffee that you're selling, or do you have a couple blends, or where are you at with that right now?
Well, right now we're selling the Colombian coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's Colombian coffee, instant medium roast Colombian coffee.
Okay.
And what I'm thinking about doing is doing K cups also.
Ooh, yes, I think that would be a really good
Yeah,
idea.
one of my cousins said that would be a good idea. He's like, go with K cups. So I was like,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I think so too. I mean, even if someone doesn't have a Keurig and like buys the K cups, you can still open them and use them, you know?
yeah,
So I think that that's an awesome idea. You should definitely do that. And so I asked you this earlier, but we can just like now you can expand on it, I guess. So this is kind of bringing a couple of my questions together. So right now, you're not personally roasting the coffee. Right now, you're working through someone as you build up, correct?
yes.
Okay. So how does that process work? So do you kind of like how I guess how do you find a manufacturer, or how do you go about like who you want to talk with, you know? And I guess answer that first and then I'll extend on it.
Well, for the instant coffee, it was very hard looking for trying to find a manufacturer that could make instant coffee because a lot of people don't use the instant coffee anymore. They usually use Folgers, and that's a big brand that's taking over a lot of the coffee industry, and a lot of people veer towards Folgers for instant coffee. But there's a lot of other instant coffee brands also, like Starbucks makes instant coffee, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
other brands also. But it was tough finding the manufacturer. But I found it, and I found some good coffee that they sell,
Mm-hmm.
and I got it for a good price. And I
Mm-hmm.
bought 15 pounds to sell 60 bags. I'm starting off by selling 60 bags. I sold about like over 30. So
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really all about getting your name out there. And like I said, everyone likes coffee.
yeah.
Almost everybody, not everyone, but almost everyone likes coffee. So you will definitely have those. What's your goal? Like by the end of the year, or what are your thoughts by the holidays?
Well, the coffee lasts for 9 months, so I'm trying to get it as soon as possible so
Mm-hmm.
people can enjoy their coffee and not worry about the expiration date
Sure.
and things like that. But 60 cups of coffee lasts probably, I would say, maybe maybe a month. Probably that's what it's been lasting for people because some people have been coming back for ordering and it's been like a month.
Right, right, because you probably have like 2 cups a day.
Yeah,
Makes sense. And if you're making it in like the
two or more cups a day probably
right, right.
depends. Yeah.
So if it's instant coffee, then that means that the beans are already ground in the bag.
Yes.
Okay, and so you can just put it in your coffee pot
Yep.
or put it in the microwave.
Yeah, but at my house we have a water cooler, so it's like cold water, hot water. So I
Mm-hmm.
just put the coffee in, put the hot water in, and then I'm good to go.
Mm. Okay, so when you were picking like the type of roast coffee that you wanted, how did you decide on the Colombian medium roast versus like a dark roast or whatnot? And did you get to like sample different things, or how did you know exactly what you wanted to sell to your audience?
Well, I wanted something different, and I really like Colombian roast coffee, so it's just like something the founder likes to get them to know more about me
Right.
and
That's
and
yeah.
what I'm about. So that's why I chose it. and then I didn't get to taste test it because
Mhm.
the manufacturer didn't do taste tests.
Mhm.
But I just went with my gut, and I looked at a lot of research and everything like that, and just asked a lot of questions. So when you're opening up a business where and you have to use a manufacturer or something, I would just say ask a lot of questions and just get as much information as possible
Right.
so you can make sure your customers are happy and you're happy at the same time.
No, absolutely, yeah. And I mean, if you were ordering a bunch, like you said beforehand, then of course you're going to try it before you sell it because you want to make sure it's wonderful. But that's cool. So, are you hoping that in the future, right now you're working with a manufacturer, but are you hoping that in the future that you are going to be roasting your own coffee, or like, do you want to learn that
Yeah,
process?
I want to roast my own coffee, but I really want to open up my own coffee shop.
Oh, that was one of my questions. Okay, tell me more.
So I want to open up my own coffee shop, and then if it grows, I want to make a chain, like a
Oh,
chain.
heck yes, that sounds awesome.
So
So,
I have a lot of different coffee shops where people can go to, and just a lot scattered, like just all around the world, and just things like that.
yes, I love it. You gotta dream big. And you know what you're gonna do? Make it happen. I'm so excited for you. I will be in line when that shop opens.
Yeah, and another thing,
Yes.
um, if you're opening up a business and you have to do shipping, I would say use a company called it's a great company. It's called Pitney Bowes. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Mm-mm.
Well, what it does is when you ship out your packages, you usually go to UPS or
Right.
UPS, US Postal, or FedEx
Mm-hmm.
to ship out your packages, and they give you a price, but that price is very very high. So what Pitney Bowes does is you sign up, and what you do is you pay a fee, and it's $5 a month. They give you a scale so you can weigh your packages,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get like you get a better shipping package to ship out your things. And plus, when you go to the post office, you don't have to fill out a whole thing and tell the people what the address is on your packages. You do it from your computer and print it out, and then put it on the package at home, and then you just walk into the shipment place and just give them the package, and then they give you a receipt, and then you just leave.
So they just make it pretty much like so much easier for you
Yeah, and cheaper.
and cheaper. That's a huge one. I know. Yeah, the shipping definitely will get you. So how do you spell that? This is what I wrote.
Pitney
P-I-T.
Bowes, Pitneys.
Okay. Well, I wrote B-E-A-U-S, so I'm glad I asked. Pitney bows, like literally like a hair bow or something. Okay, cool. Thank you. I've never heard that before, so that's good. Okay, so right now you have your Colombian medium roast coffee. So is your one of your goals, or are you hoping to come up with like a couple different blends, or what are you thinking for that? When would you try, I guess after this is sold out and you see how everything's doing, would you try and start on another blend?
Yeah, I think I'd have different types of blends and
Mm-hmm.
different types of coffee. I haven't thought of what I'm gonna go to next,
Sure, yeah.
but I have I've been thinking about doing different blends and different products and things like that.
Yeah, we were talking about it the other day. Um, but and I think I said this to you, but if you're trying to like open an online store and stuff, there's a website called Oberlo, and it's like a course on explaining everything about it. But they have there's three different kinds of online stores you can create. One's like a general store which has everything in it. One is like a one item store, so there's only like one specific thing, or like a niche store, which is like everything coffee related, so let's say someone gets onto your store online and they want to order, or they see the coffee and they're like, just kidding, I don't want this. And so then everything else online or on that website is also related to coffee, so they clearly already clicked on it because they were interested in the first place. So then there's still an option for them to like find something else that they might want to buy. It's a good
Yeah,
thing to look into. I'm working through it too for different purposes, but it's fun. Have you heard of that before?
I haven't heard of that. I mean, I've heard of Oberlo because
Mm-hmm.
I look at different startups and things like that,
Right.
and that sounds like a company, one of the companies that does the online classes and things
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Yeah, and
like
it's like
U Academy and things like that. And
yeah, and it
yeah,
teaches you about drop shipping and stuff like that, which is something.
yeah, drop shipping.
But I think it'll help save you a lot of money too. So, do you know? So, like we've said, someone right now is manufacturing the coffee, but do you currently know much about the process? Like, have you taken the time to like learn about it?
Wait, could you repeat that question?
Yeah. Sorry. Have you? So, like right now, your goal in the future is to start roasting your own coffee. So,
Yes.
have you been kind of like prepping for that, or done a lot of research on how that works, just so you kind of
Well,
know when you
I haven't done a lot of research on that yet because I'm still trying to sell the 60 bags of coffee,
right.
and I still want to sell more of it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm just focused on building the foundation of my company and everything like that.
Yeah, no, I think I for sure. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself. It's all exciting and it'll all happen, but it's like one step at a time. I'm the queen of getting ahead of myself, so I I do with literally everything. So, what okay, so this is a question I ask on all of my interviews for the most part. But when you're starting a business, no matter what it is, it can be really competitive out there. Like there's like you said, it's Folgers and how do you? I thought it was Folgers, but you said Folgers. I don't know, but you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
Folgers. Yeah, Folgers.
Dunkin', Starbucks, like all of these different coffee brands, it's competitive, and especially for those that have already established themselves. You are 100% going to establish yourself and be in all these stores and open your chain, and I'm so excited to see it and to be at each location. But in the time being, you've kind of figured out something that you're interested in sharing with the world, came up with a clever name, are doing your thing. But what motivates you to keep going and continue to work your business when it gets discouraging and hard because of the competition and because of like things that get in the way?
I would say what motivates me the most is my future
Mm,
and my family. I would say my family.
that's good. So they're just in your corner about it. You mean just supporting you with everything?
Yeah, my dad's been supporting me a lot with it. He helps me a lot with it. Like we do financial things and everything like that.
Yeah,
He helps me do that, and I am happy that he helps me because I look up to him a lot from what not just from what he does with a job, but as a dad and everything
sure.
like. But he's a pretty good businessman, so he knows everything about dealing with that because uh recently I don't know if anybody knows, but have you heard of Pepco?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where my dad used to work, and
Mhm.
they were bought by Exelon for like $7 billion.
Mm.
Yeah, and he did that whole merger. He helped with that whole merger with the mayors and everything like that.
Mhm.
So it's just like he brings that to the many beans and just pushes me forward and teaches me things that I should know and everything like that.
No, that's awesome. It is so important to have that support, and especially because he knows different things about the field of like business and entrepreneurship and stuff. That's like you're really lucky to have it. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I would also say my family too because they were there in the beginning when I first
Right.
started, and they just looked at everything and just really kept me going. I have one cousin that was on every single post that I posted saying, "We got you" and everything like that, and just she was just excited for me, and I'm just happy that she was excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. And that pumps you up even more, right? That like
Yeah.
motivates you. The question. Exactly. Well, I'm really glad that you have that support from your family and friends, and you also have mine 100%. Like I said, so excited to try the coffee. I will send you like a video of me like dancing with it as soon as I get it. Okay, so what would you say makes your coffee special? Why should people order your coffee in particular?
Well, what makes my coffee special is the taste. The
Oof.
taste is very organic. It's like the actual coffee taste, like the it makes you think about the morning, just relaxing. Like I like taking my coffee and sitting on the deck and just looking out because there's a farm in the middle of my neighborhood and there's a horse
Mm.
out there and everything, the sunset, and I just relax. And sometimes I go in the hot tub and everything like that, and I just relax and just enjoy the coffee. So you can take it anywhere to do whatever you want with it and just relax or whatever you want to do with it that makes you happy.
Sure thing. Do you prefer, how do you drink your coffee?
I drink mine black.
I do too, but I do too because I drink too much of it, so I've taken the sugar out a while ago. But I prefer it iced.
Yeah, me too.
So
I I like going to Starbucks. I'm basic at Starbucks. I just get a large black. Um,
iced coffee or
uh,
cold, right?
yeah,
Me too. Yep, I know. Yeah.
because I still go to Starbucks because I'm just starting out. That's a giant, so I'm just starting out and just doing what I want to do, what I have to do to just start out and things like that.
Even even when you're absolutely thriving and doing so well, out of control, you can still go to Starbucks. Oh no, I don't know what happened. Mm-mm-mm. Can you see me?
I'm kind of lagging.
Okay, I think it's back now.
Good.
I think we're
Yeah, yeah, it's back.
okay. No, I know it's okay. I just did that for a quick second. So I do have a few more questions. Let me make sure I touch on everything. So you were talking about a coffee shop, right? So would the coffee shop be called Many Beans Coffee?
Yes.
Okay, and so I know I have a couple friends who have had like a similar goal or things in mind like that, but everyone's aesthetic and like their idea for like what they want to present is very different. So what kind of vibe would you want to present? Um,
I like the vibe to be like I want I have my many beans coffee and I'm doing the instant coffee in the bags and everything like that. But
mhm.
once I open a coffee shop, I want to set a goal for me to come up with a marketing invention that makes people want to always come to Many Beans Coffee, like something different that would make them always want to come. Like Starbucks writes your names on cups. They offer free Wi-Fi. They have a good place to sit and everything like that. And that's all inventions. And I want to create something like that brings people in, makes them want to always come back, and good service and everything like that.
I mean, yeah, well, that's definitely important. It's all about thinking smart, not hard, though, because you could literally come up with something so small, just like your thing, though. You know. Hmm. I'll think about that one too. You just
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can still write your name on cups and have Wi-Fi and all of those things. I feel like those are important just to help you to kind of do that. But yeah. I mean, Starbucks has their different
Yeah.
cups and stuff for the seats and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
like things like that.
no, I think that's definitely
And
super.
I saw your story post, the free cup and everything like. So you
Oh
get
yeah, I
that
got
kind.
a free cup.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff would be cool.
Well, the thing is too is if prices are reasonable because Starbucks can get really expensive would be a big one. And also, like I said on TikTok, one of the big things right now is like ask the person um working what their favorite drink is and then that's what you order and that's what I tried the other day. Why is it doing this? It's never done this. Hello.
Yeah, it's kind of lagging again.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Doesn't usually do that. I'm not sure. Um, but I think that Starbucks is really expensive, but it's also, like I said, on TikTok, it's blown up with people asking the barista like what they like to order, and then just ask if you want it iced or hot, and then they make it for you. That's what I did the other day, and I mean, I drank my coffee black, so like what they gave me was super sweet, but it was good. So definitely the marketing aspect, the social media, all of that stuff is really important. But you'll get there, and I'm excited to see it happen. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So there's 60 cups in a bag. Where can people go to order? And it's $11. Where can people go to order your coffee?
Well, you can go to order my coffee at manybeanscoffee.com.
Manybeanscoffee.com. So I will write that under our chat. And when I post it on my Instagram, and I'll also send it to you for you to post if you'd like. And what are your goals for the future? I guess we've kind of discussed that throughout like the course of our conversation, but you want to open coffee shops, you want to expand and do all these things, but I guess like I don't want to give you a timeline per se, but like in the next 3 years per se, where do you hope to be with your coffee?
I hope to have a bigger business, and maybe like a place where I can work and store the coffee, and just like a bigger workspace.
I think that's good.
Yeah, and also a personal goal for me is to graduate and get my degree and everything like that.
Sure, super important.
Yeah.
That will assist you in doing all of the things you want to in your future, so that's wonderful. And do you have any tips for anyone wanting to start a business or anyone that's hesitant about going after their dream?
Yeah, I would say to learn from your setbacks,
Hmm.
learn along the way. Hard work and dedication is very important, and find time for enjoyment.
Good. Yeah. I mean, make sure it's something that you're passionate about, right? Don't give up on yourself and make time for you, but also do your research and
Yeah.
do all the things. Awesome. Well, Kenneth, I think, well, I know you are on the right track to making big things happen. So I'm so glad that we got to talk and you could share about your coffee. And I know that these last couple bags are going to sell out before you know it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to add?
No, not really. I mean, just visit the website manybeanscoffee.com and come and order a coffee. You can get 60 cups out of a bag, and just have a great night and be safe.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking time out of your Sunday night to be on Chat E. And I will send you our interview.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, you're welcome. Have a great night.
All right, bye.
Bye.